souls. Welcome back to your daily divine messages from Spirit. We are back for another day of our 21-day soul cleansing journey. Today is day 12, self-care. The importance about taking care of ourselves. Our journey is an interesting one, to be honest, where we're still expected to participate in our everyday routine. It can be the biggest challenge as our mind, body, and spirit detox and rebuild. This soul cleansing journey is about learning to find the balance within it all. I believe the number one rule to this motto is taking care of ourselves. It's the most important gift we can give to ourselves as well as the world around us. It's a service that it's a service more than people acknowledge it to be. Whenever I'm traveling or whenever I know I have a long week ahead or a big day ahead, or whenever I have something to prepare for that I know is going to take a lot of energy. I know that I have to take care of myself. I know that I have to do what I need to do in order to be able to show up fully and freely and deeply in conscious love. Close the door while the trash service comes. Thank you, trash, for keeping us. Go ahead and give us some better light. That's better. So today, folks, we're going to talk about self-care, and we're going to get some messages from Spirit, from Tarot, from our oracles beyond Lemuria, from the Four Agreements here, as well as some positive affirmations. The biggest thing that I really have found that has helped in my self-care routine are three main things: rest, relax, and communicate. Anytime, like I said, there's a big function to prepare for, the best preparation I have is to rest. Of course, it might seem better to make sure all the content's ready to go and everything is perfect, but here's the thing that I've noticed: anything can happen. And when it does, the first thing to go out the window is our script. Our brains are likely to freeze up. And if we're not rooted and grounded in love and conscious love, then we're much more susceptible to overreact and underfunction. So, what I have found to be the best preventative tactic is my level of energy. When I'm rested, I'm clearer in focus and intention. Because when I'm running on fumes, I'm anxious, I'm tense, and barely able to regulate anything, let alone my emotions. For those who have back to school, right, for little ones, What do we do when we're preparing our little ones for school? Do we let them stay up late until the night before school? No, we prepare to get their circadian rhythm back into function about a week, a week or days before. Or we try to get their bedtime routine back on track. We have to do the same thing with us. We try to get them to bed early and make sure that they're well prepared for having the rest that they need for the energy that they'll need to exert in school, right? It's the same thing if we, for our own selves. Resting is not lazy, resting is necessary. And coming from a society of constantly on the go, 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 it's easy to think that resting is lazy and that it's unproductive, but it's the most opposite. Coming from a family of workaholics who work, 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 I have learned that I have to rest if I want to perform at my best. Relax. Relaxing is number two. I believe one of the best practices of self care is relaxation. It's different than resting. Relaxing is an active rejuvenation, like taking a bath or even doing yoga or going on a walk or reading a good book or getting your into water or nature or however it looks for you. One of my favorite exercises is cleansing, or I guess relaxation exercises is cleansing my chakras, taking a hot bath. I'm obsessed with baths and having my incense and my candles. So that's a way that I rest and relax. I also love to read and I love to write. I love being outside. I love drawing. I love dancing and singing. I love moving my body. Those are ways to relax as well because it gets us into that flow state, just like we are talking about with living harmoniously in our bliss, in conscious love. You have to actively nurture the things that bring you bliss. And that the number three for my motto of self care is to communicate. I know that sounds interesting, but communication is the key to trust. Trust is the key to love. Love is the key to bliss. In other words, communication will lead to bliss. Honoring the value of communication. Communication can pull us out of the lowest moments. It has for me, whether I'm talking to a loved one, a friend, or just scribbling in my journal, communicating with spirit, praying, I'm more compassionate, more understanding, and more capable of forgiveness after these quality conversations. No, it's not easy or comfortable to have tough conversations, but it is always necessary. Self care is about radical acceptance. I woke up this morning and it's raining outside. And anytime it rains, I feel this purity and this cleanse, and I feel that my soul needs to purify and cleanse as well. And I felt this need to purge and to cry and to release. And I had to journal about it because I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't even know where to begin of why. I had to talk to God. I had to talk to spirit. I had to talk to my higher self to understand why. And that is a form of self care because you are caring for yourself. And it's interesting because yesterday I was, taking my bath, my relaxation meditation bath, and I was listening to a church sermon, and the pastor was talking about self-care and partial truths. And even if you don't go to church or if you don't believe in, religion, that's okay. Bear with me. This is not necessarily about religion. This is about the conversation that pastor was talking about with these half truths that he's on a series about. And I took it with a grain of salt, and I had to really hear out what was the message that was trying to be shown for me. And the interesting thing about the self-care that he talked about was, saying taking care of yourself don't, can be selfish, and because you're not supposed to, you're supposed to, loving yourself too much. No, he said that taking care of yourself is fine if you need to, like it's important to take care of yourself if you need to, but loving yourself or putting yourself before God or before others can be selfish, because if you love yourself too much, then you lose connection with others or with God. And I had to really kind of sit with that to understand what was it that he was trying to say. And what I gathered from it was that we, as spiritual beings, having this human experience, can get caught up in the human desires of what we think we need in order to be successful, to be happy, right? To be satisfied. We get caught up in our human self, and we forget about our spiritual self, our spirit self, the soul that we are. And so I think that that's what he was trying to say, was that we get caught up in this ego mentality of the egocentricity, right? That's the low vibration of the crown chakra, is being so caught up in the material things of this world that we think, while taking care of me first, we're thinking the ego me, the little me, right? The little self, not the higher self, not the spirit self, not the soul that we are. And so we think we need this, that, or the other. We think we need to have this much money, or love this, be loved by this many people, or we need to have this kind of label or status. And if we don't, then we don't love ourselves enough, or that, that's why we're not at peace within ourselves. But the self-care I speak of, and I think what the pastor was trying to speak of as well, was the self-care that rejuvenates our spirit, our soul, the self care that rejuvenates us back to the divine source that we are, that is within us, that created us, right? That's how I saw it. And so I see that it's still today. I still see that today as we talk about self care. And as I shuffle this tarot from spirit, I have the justice card at the bottom to let us know, to show us that we are balancing, that when we take care of ourselves, we are balancing the scales, balancing and harmonizing our mind, body, and spirit. And it's important to be mindful of what that self-care means to you. As are you caring for the human ego self, or are you caring for the spirit self, the higher self? Because look, Spirit has the high priestess that came out. Get it focused if I can. There we go. Look at that. Oh, it's the Empress. That's so funny. I saw the High Priestess, which I thought is really interesting that I saw the High Priestess, but it's the Empress, which is it's still the Divine Feminine, but the Divine Feminine Empress here is about receiving, it's about nurturing, it's about creating. So I love that this Empress is here because, again, self care is being able to take care of your divine self. The divine feminine is the thought, the conception, the energy, the non physical, the mind, and the spirit, right? It's the high chakras from the throat, the third eye, and the crown. It's the spiritual royalty that we are. The divine feminine within us all. We all have feminine energy within us. Spirit says, take care of that feminine energy, the yin, the light that we are, because that is what brings us justice and balance. We have Libra energy here with the justice card. I'm also hearing that's why resting and relaxing is so important to take care of our soul, our spirit, right? Part of this soul cleansing journey is to be able to receive the messages, receive the love, receive the abundance that comes in when you allow justice to be served, when you allow the scales to balance, when you allow karma to play its role in your destiny, because you have been doing the self care, you've been taking care of yourself, your heart, your mind, your spirit, communicating with divine so that you can receive the messages that you need, so that you can know how to best move in this world, so that you can be at your best. It's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Two major arcanas as well, so that's very prevalent in this energy today. So Lemuria, what does Lemuria want us to know? Look at that. The heart chakra, unfurl back to love. With the star seer at the bottom of the deck, number 46. Okay. To recognize that you are the star. You are the star seer. You can see the stars. You know, they used to call seers people who could see into the future, people who could see fortune, other people's destinies and fortunes. You can see the destiny that you are as the star. You can see the star quality within yourself and within others and within divine. And divine sees the star quality within you too, and you are rising, climbing to the star that you are intended to be. Every time you take care of yourself, every time you put your heart, your soul, your mind, your spirit, because this is spirit pouring into you as you pour back into your higher self, right? And it's funny that we're talking about the higher self because that's typically the heart chakra. This does not want to, thank you, focus. You know, maybe again, we've been having some focusing issues here with this camera. So maybe, again, I always see that as a message too. Maybe it is hard to focus on our heart. to unfurl back to love, to give love back to ourselves. And if that's the case, perhaps it might resonate with you to take a look at my soul or my chakra healing series that's posted on my playlist on my channel, Princess Leah 888. But the heart chakra had a really beautiful message and it might resonate with some. So, with this heart chakra out, unfurling back to love, right? That is self care, unfurling, loving yourself enough to rest, to relax, to communicate fully and freely and deeply, loving yourself enough to receive the abundance and the blessings and the beauties that your heart desires, that your high heart, your true soul heart desires. And what we can see here, if I can get it focused, there we go. Our next step here in the four agreements is to don't take anything personally, to release self judgment. You see how that's coming out of her heart, right? Taking care of yourself, unfurling back to love, opening and clearing and cleansing that heart chakra. That's what's going to help us release that self judgment, relaxing, releasing the judgment on resting, on relaxing, on taking care of yourself. Who do you think you are to rest? You are a star. You are the empress. Who do you think you are to relax? You have justice. You are justified to relax. Who do you think you are to communicate? You have divine on your side to communicate love back to you. You are worthy of love. You are love. You are love. And it says, even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally, right? That's why journaling and speaking out, speaking to spirit, speaking to loved ones who will honor and cherish your experience and your journey. Look at this that came through. The card I picked up. If I fall, I will get back up again. That is taking care. That is caring for yourself. And then because I am enough. This is what we need to take with us today. This is what we need to remind ourselves today. To release the self judgment, to always do your best, take action without expecting a reward. Because if you fall, you will get back up again. That's that heart chakra radical acceptance. You are enough. You are the empress. Spirit, Lemuria, sees you. These numbers here, 46, 4 plus 6 equals to 10. Maybe those are your soul path numbers. Number 5 of change, shifting. So this is really beautiful, a really beautiful message for us to take. Thank you, Spirit. I received these messages. So I really do encourage you to try it out for yourself. Try self this this practice here. When you feel the urge to share, do it. Find a trusted friend or beloved or someone or even your own self a quiet space to journal, to reflect, to pray. Cherish your truth. Cherish your space. Cherish your heart. Cherish the divine being that you are. Because you have justice on your side. I'm hearing the song, If Jah was standing by my side, then why should I be afraid of the pestilence that crawleth by night? Oh my God, I haven't heard that song since I was a child. I don't even know who sings that song. Peter Tosh, maybe? I don't know. My mom will know. If you're watching this, mom, can you comment in the in the chat who sings that song? You are the reason why I know it. But I love this for you. I love this for us. And if this really resonates with you, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Take this message with you wholeheartedly today as you cherish yourself and unfurl back to love. You are enough. Release that self judgment within you. You are enough. If you feel called, feel free to subscribe to my channel, Princess Leah 888, to be part of our soul tribe as we are healing the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind. You can also hit that notification bell so that you can know whenever I am going live or posting anything. Everything I do, everything I channel is the highest frequency of conscious love. Right now, we're halfway through our soul cleansing journey, our 21-day soul cleansing journey. So feel free to take a look back at the playlist on my channel if you haven't been following, if this is the first time you're tuning in. And if you would like to book a personal reading, you can email me at femrooms811@gmail.com. Or if you would like to find me on my social media on TikTok or Instagram, Princess Leah 888, you can message me there. I do have a August promotion going on right now for new clients as well as returning clients. If you have not booked a reading with me yet, your first reading will be free. It would be a personal or a pre-recorded personal reading, 3 card reading from what is on your heart from spirit about your, and I will pull from the for your divine feminine, masculine, as well as from spirit here. If you are a returning member and you'd like to book another tea and tarot reading, I am offering an in-person or live Zoom tarot and oracle reading for you, as well as some intuitive natal messages, as well as including a 1 ounce of my handcrafted loose leaf tea of mango ginger yerba mate that you can find in my Femrooms apothecary. So if that is something that interests you on either of those two, feel free to reach out. I'd be honored to expand on this message for you or to tune into your highest frequency of conscious love. Thank you so much for being here with me, with us, with spirit. If this is the last time we are connecting, thank you so much for showing up and co-creating this beautiful message today. And until next time, my beloveds, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.